So when I started to do this video, I just kind of went through all the cards one by one, and then I looked back at videos that I'd already uploaded, and I did the exact same thing like a year ago with this same deck.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it's like 45 minutes long, just kind of looking at the cards one by one. And there's only like maybe 5 or 6 cards that are different since then, so I thought I'd do this one a little different. And lay it out by mana cost so you could see the curve of everything. Got a lot of 2, 3, and 5 drops. Not a really high curve. I think it's pretty good. Just kind of hopefully be able to go through everything a little quicker than 45 minutes, because that's a lot. But for lands, got these fetches. Let's see if you can actually read them. There's the fetches. One each of the temples for scry. A couple of bounce lands. These, what I guess, the cycle lands, the bicycle lands. Fumarole, just because that's a rotato. I need more of these pain lands. And then the rest of these are just tap lands, fixing. And then it's like 13 basics. 13 basics. Nothing special there. Maybe a little heavy on the fetch lands. But yeah, this is my Jeleva deck. It's a mill deck, EDH, Commander. Not a whole lot of red, but there's a lot of red sources in the mana base, or in the land base. Just want to cast her early and often. And if I laid these out right, let's do it this way. Those are, no, these. Get these lands out of the way. Let's come down. These are both mill-ish. Those are X spells. This one, and then this one. So, I guess I'll put these up here, just to help illustrate the point here. Everything from here up is mill, just straight up mill. Sometimes it's got like a counterspell that also mills cards, or Fevered Vision says, I count that as mill, because everybody draws a card. You're getting cards out of their library anyway. Codex Shredder mills once a turn, also get something out of your graveyard. Yeah, everything, well over half the spells in this deck are just straight up mill. Everything down here is either answers to threats, pillow fort stuff, or some kind of synergy with the mill suite. Like the Phantasm gets bigger based on how big graveyards are. Soul Ring, just because, of course, Soul Ring. You know, Mana Rocks, nothing fancy. Thing in the Ice, just because there's a lot of spells in here. You guys know Thing in the Ice, right? It's part Pillow Fort, but then also kind of synergizes with all the instants and sorceries in here. Kind of a pseudo board wipe, and also turns into a big nasty when he flips. Jace is in here, literal actual baby Jace. He's good, kind of filter through your deck, and then when he flips, I count him as a mill piece just because, you know, if you ever get his ultimate off, that's pretty gross. But he also can give something in your graveyard flashback, so Really good utility card here. Startled Awake is this other double-sided card. Just, 13 cards. That's potentially repeatable. 4 mana, mill 13. And then, what is it? 5. 5 to get it from your graveyard onto the battlefield is this guy. And then if he deals damage, he goes back to your hand and turns back into a spell to mill them for 13 again. So yeah, all that stuff's mill. All this stuff is just, there's a lot of board wipes, counter spells, kill spells, just synergy stuff. I'm just going to talk about some of the synergy guys. It's just a handful. Let's see. Yeah, Nivix Guild Mage just for copying spells. He's a good mana sink later on in the game. It's a little bit of a wizard theme going on here. No real benefits from it. It's just kind of a thing that happened on its own. But he's good for copying spells. Night Howler gets bigger based on the number of creatures in all graveyards. He's also a win condition because you could bestow him onto Jeleva and kill him with commander damage. That's kind of fun. Lazav is another mill synergy guy. He's always hexproof, but can become a copy of something that goes into a graveyard from anywhere. So he's pretty boss. Let's see. Yeah, that's just more removal stuff. Mnemonic Wall gets stuff back. Silumgar just because he's thick boy. He also plays well with Phoenix. So if Phoenix is on board, he's a tap to mill 7. You can also attack with him to clear out a bunch of dorks. And he's also a big beefy flyer. You can chump block for days. Yeah. Yeah, Decree of Pain is just a board wipe. This might need to get upgraded. 8 mana for a board wipe. There's cheaper board wipe spells out there, but being able to draw a card for everything that dies is pretty nice. Yeah, I guess I can talk about like the actual win conditions. Fraying Sanity gets out of control with Traumatize and the new Fleet Swallower. That can be just a 1-2 punch to end the game. That's a win con. Sphinx's Toot's not quite as good, but does a lot of work. There's no Painter's Servant in here. There's no infinite combos in here. It's just for funsies. Let's see. Phoenix is definitely a win condition. Yeah, because most of the creatures in this deck, come on, focus up. Most of the creatures in this deck have a pretty high toughness. So if you can stick him and get a couple other creatures out on the board, especially if you can get this Consuming Aberration out on the board, he mills himself, or he mills just from being out. He turns every single spell you cast into a mill spell. He gets bigger based on the number of cards in all graveyards, or in opponents' graveyards. Yeah. But him, plus Phoenix, that can end a game real quick. Those guys, pretty boss. That's just more mill. Archive Trap, Jace. This is, I don't know, this one might need to come out. Destroy a land and then mill some more. This is a, I remember why I put this in. I put this in for a reason. There was some sort of land that was giving me troubles. Anyway, yeah. It's just stayed in over the years. Let's see, of these guys, Keening Stone. This is another win con, especially if you have been milling like you're supposed to. This will just hurt someone's feelings. This is like a 2, 3 turn clock, maybe even 1 if you've got to traumatize off. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Let's see, nothing in here is really super crazy. This is just like really hardcore mill. This Fascination might need to come out. This can be a one-shot kill if you've got them low on cards and you got a ton of mana. Just make them draw their entire deck +1 and just kill them on the spot. Hardly ever use the second ability there. Let's see, Fleet Swallower is a new addition. I even got a shiny version. He's a traumatize with teeth. Of note, you can attack one player and then make a different player mill, which is bound to hurt some feelings. So this plus fraying sanity is just game over. And then of course Ulamog, the new Lamog. Yeah. Eating 20 cards every time he attacks is pretty serious. Plus, he's friggin' huge. Not too hard to hard cast. He is the top end. He's the highest mana cost spell in the deck, if you don't count the X spells. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did get a new card that I need to figure out what to take out to replace with the God Pharaoh. Just got this guy. You gotta take one out if you're gonna put one in, so. What do we got here? Did I put Mind Grind in there? Mind Grind can stay. That's pretty good. I think Fascination can come out. I can't remember the last time I was happy when I cast this card, so. There's better card draw spells anyway. Like Pull from Tomorrow is the new hotness. And draw spells. Oh, this one comes out the side. Yeah, so his +2 mills probably won't mill a whole lot, but you get to steal a spell. +1 hand attack. -4 will kill pretty much anything. Probably could finish somebody off. And then if you ever get his ultimate off, that's gonna hurt everyone's feelings. It's just, you win the game, pretty much. So yeah, he'll go in the 7-drop pile there. Now I have this. Well, this is already in a sleeve. Put this thing in the ice in this fancy sleeve here. Yeah, so that's Jeleva's Life with the Mill Kill Cult. Kind of built with multiplayer in mind. There's a lot of stuff that mills each opponent instead of target opponent. But I think it holds its own in one-on-one. Kind of. Except dragons. I don't know, I've got a sideboard plan for dragons. Dragons are the reason that I run, where is it? Oh, where is it? Oh no, where did it go? Crux of Fate. Yeah. Yeah. That Prosh. The Prosh deck is in our local meta, so destroy all dragons. Crux of Fate naming dragons. That's also another reason why Silumgar's in here. There's a lot of flyers. Not a whole lot of creatures. They're all utility creatures. There's just a handful that you could maybe win the game with damage. But for the most part, they're all mill creatures with high toughness. Yep. So yeah, go forth, mill the planet.